Hi, I'm Yemi Agbebe. Welcome to Retirement Planning at 55, the Kickoff Pivot podcast. So, you've hit 55, you're not old, but you're not young. You're standing at the crossroads, retirement on the horizon, but questions swirling around in your mind. Should you access your pension? Downsize? Keep working? Today, I'm cutting through the noise with practical, data backed strategies for retirement planning at 55. I promise no jargon, no panic, just clarity. The podcast is in three parts. The first one deals with why age 55 currently is a critical pivot point for planning. The second part are the 5 non negotiable to do list at 55 for planning. And the third is the mindset shift, which is critical when you are moving from saving for a pension, which is accumulation, to spending that money, which is the accumulation. So, taking age 55 first, why is 55 a critical pivot point? In the UK, age 55, which is moving to 57 in April 2028, is the earliest you can access most UK defined contribution pensions. However, early access isn't always wise, especially with life expectancy rising and inflation eroding purchasing power. According to the 2024 Planning and Preparing for Later Life survey, 44% of people expect to retire before state pension age, but the median expected retirement age by most Brits still remains at 66. However, many at 55 still want to work, but differently. 60% say they prefer for more flexibility in their employment arrangement. So, moving to part two, or the 5 non negotiables to do list, as I like to call them. Firstly, audit your pension ports. Use the government's pension tracing service to locate all ports. Number two, consider whether you wish to consolidate your pension ports if you have more than one, or whether you're quite happy leaving them as they are in full knowledge of the management cost of maintaining several ports, the management fees. And lastly, you need to have a strong grasp of your total pension worth before you make any decisions. Number two, model your retirement income. So, to help you to do this, there are a number of tools out there. The Money Helpers pension calculator is one of them. That's number two. As part of your modeling exercise, you need to include the state pension, which is currently £11,500 a year. And number three, you need to consider drawdown versus annuity. Currently, annuity rates are at a 20-year high. But surprisingly, only 22% of pensioners have annuity. The vast majority prefer to go down the drawdown route. But of course, the issue with drawdown, or some of the risks rather with drawdown, the risk of longevity, so outliving your port. So those are the things that you need to take into consideration. Number three, don't rush the 25% tax-free lump sum. It's tempting, but withdrawing early can reduce long-term growth and increase tax exposure. Any money withdrawn loses the tax-free wrapper and becomes just another income that is taxable by the taxman. Many people who access their pension for the 25% post 2015 took professional financial advice. So I would definitely recommend that. And again, if you intend to take the 25%, then consider phased withdrawals or living funds invested longer because, again, the magic of compounding. So, number 4 is to plan for flexibility, not finality. Retirement isn't a cliff, it's a curve. Explore part time work, consulting, or phased retirement. 46% of people say flexible work will help them stay employed longer. So that's something for you to consider. And last but not least is to protect against longevity risk. You might live for another 30 years after retirement, and therefore you really don't want to outlive your pension pot if you go down the drawdown route. It's worth considering inflation index linked income during your retirement. And lastly, there is a particular class, a particular demographics, I will say, women, renters, carers, and some ethnicities, particularly from South Asia, they are more likely to be underpensioned, and therefore they need to tailor their plan accordingly. If you fall into that demographics, then you need to tailor your plans accordingly. The third and final part of retirement planning at 55 is the mindset shift from accumulation to decumulation. I will explain. At 55, the game changes. It's not just about saving anymore, it's about spending wisely. So think in terms of income streams, not lump sums. This is why your income model is absolutely crucial. Use regulated advice if you must, and there are some digital tools out there as well. However, regulated advice is very, very important. Retirement planning at 55 isn't about locking in a date. It's about unlocking options looking forward. With the right tools, mindset, and strategy, you can pivot with confidence because the best retirement isn't just funded, it is designed, it is planned. If you'd like a free checklist of these 5 moves and an income model template, please subscribe and send me a comment and I will forward both to you in a private reply. Alternatively, you may buy my book from Amazon, which contains a copy of the income model which I developed specifically for that book. It was what I used when I retired, so it's a real life template. And if this episode has helped you rethink retirement, please share it with someone who's standing at the same crossroads. Next week, I will be diving into pension drawdown myth. Don't miss it. Thank you. Thank you and have a nice weekend. Bye.